Welcome to another episode of Salty's Egg Balls. Today I'm going to be talking about Super Bowl 54, which is against the San Francisco 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. So today I thought I'm going to dedicate this video about the Chiefs today, because I feel like it's worth probably uploading and talking in depth about each team in separate videos, so I don't make it into one big video. So this is going to be an interesting matchup about the Super Bowl and stuff, and I think this is going to be like a very exciting game, and I think it's going to be two dynamic teams on both sides of the ball, and they're two very well coached teams as well. That's without saying. So we start off with Kansas City. So Kansas City finished the season 12-4. Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback, and Andy Reid is their head coach. Again, Mahomes had a very good year this year. He's really been on point. I mean, there's obviously been some games that he's been a bit unlucky with. He was out for a week or two of injury, and he played against the Denver Broncos in Mile High. But he's had a great comeback and an excellent postseason. And of course, that postseason playoff game against the Texans, where they were 21-0 down and came back to win the game. And he has been very effective, Mahomes. Especially last year. Last year they reached all the way to the AFC Championship, and they were #1 seed, and they just didn't manage to get it done against the Patriots last year at Arrowhead. So Andy Reid is another coach who I think is a top coach. An excellent guy. You know, I think he's always played that West Coast offense pretty well, and he's always been like a very quarterback friendly kind of coach. So every quarterback he's had, they've always adapted to his kind of philosophy and his game planning. And you know, obviously back in 2005 he played against New England, and when he took the Eagles to the Super Bowl. Didn't get it done, unfortunately, Donovan McNabb, and was it Terrell Owens that year. But it's he's always been one of those coaches that's always been a bit unlucky, you know, in the postseason and stuff. He's always had excellent teams, well-coached teams, but just didn't quite get it done. And now, obviously, this is his second Super Bowl as a head coach, and he'll be hoping to get his first ring. And of course, this is the Super Bowl. Second Super Bowl appearance for the Kansas City Chiefs. The last Super Bowl appearance was done at Super Bowl 4, way back in 1970. That was their first Super Bowl win, and they would like to add that one to the cabinet as well. So it's been a long time for the Chiefs Nation. It's been a long time for them. A lot of things they haven't cheered about in recent years, obviously, but now is the time that now they've actually got a good team on both sides of the ball, actually. So it would be great to bring the Lombardi back to Kansas, and obviously give their fan base something to cheer about again. And of course, you know, the good thing about Kansas City is their coaching as well. Like, except Andy Reid is their head coach, they've also got as their offensive coordinator Eric Bieniemy. As you know, he's been linked with a few jobs in the off season, a few head coaching roles. Didn't get any. He's still staying put at Kansas for now. He's obviously worked very well with Patrick Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Kelsey, and of course their running game has been very good for KC as well. So it's also a very well coached team on offense. Also, their defense is obviously coached by one-time Super Bowl winner defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, who's, of course, Spags used to be the defensive coordinator of my New York Giants. So he was defense coordinator in 2007, and he was the architect of the Giants defense that won the Super Bowl back in 2007. He's done a great job there for KC as well, excuse me, and he's another top coach. On the defense, actually, you have to look at this. I mean, on their defense, they have quite good players that Spags has kind of adapted to his kind of playbook. Tyrann Mathieu, who's had an awesome season this year as a safety for Kansas. You know, he started his career at Arizona, and then he ended up a season at the Texans, and now he's at Kansas, and he's in his first Super Bowl, and he's having an absolutely amazing year. I mean, the way I look at it is that the Kansas City defense, they play good good D. I mean, they play good D. It'll be interesting to see how they'll come up against the 49ers, but I'll explain that in another video. But I thought I'd give you a little insight about who they have on defense. So you got like their key players, obviously Tyrann Mathieu, safety, Anthony Hitchens, quarterback, Damian Wilson as a linebacker, Jarvarius Ward as cornerback, Daniel Sorensen, who I think is one of the best safeties in the NFL, who's also had another very, very good year. Chris Jones, defensive tackle, Frank Clark, defensive end, Emmanuel Ogba, and of course Alex Okafor, who was at the Saints last year. He just managed to get signed up by the Chiefs this year. So they've got some good weapons on defense, the Chiefs, and you know, I think they're more than capable of getting the job done. I mean, you know, finishing 12-4 in the season, in, you know, obviously playing the AFC, it's pretty tough. I mean, like, you know, for what they've done, they don't get enough credit in their defense. So I respect for what they've done, and you know, it will be interesting to see how they do on that side of the ball. On their offense, of course, you know, is, without going to say, number 15, Patrick Mahomes, who's had a really, really good year. Was a bit unlucky. I think it was in week 6 or 7. He was out for like 2 weeks after that injury against the Denver Broncos. But they still did very, very well. You know, he's obviously, his running game, he's got some really good weapons, you know, that will back him up. Damian Williams, LaShawn McCoy, who have done very, very well in the running game for the Chiefs. And of course, without saying, the two key players, you know, in offense is, are Travis Kelce as tight end. He's probably one of the best tight ends in the league. And of course, Tyreek Hill, who's had an absolutely amazing year this year. And, you know, the weapons they have, like on offense, they can get things happening. And, you know, and of course, if you look at Mahomes' play, he can get out of the pocket pretty quick. He's very, very good with his legs. He's very fast, and he can make things happen. And you know, the weapons he has, he can, obviously, wide receivers, like you've got Sammy Watkins in there, Demarcus Robinson, Mecole Hardman, you know, again, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. These are the weapons that you need to use in your, you know, in your offense. And obviously, Mahomes has adapted very, very well with the weapons and defensive unit that he's got. And of course, another thing is their offensive line. Their offensive line is pretty solid for the Chiefs. A lot of that goes thanks to Andy Reid and Bieniemy, who would orchestrate the offense and try to protect Holmes as much as they can. And you know, the weapons they have, I think they have a great chance of winning the game. You know, Mahomes. A lot of people are favouring the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl, and I can kind of see why they do, because, you know, Tyreek Hill's deep wide receiver who can, you know, and of course you get Travis Kelce, that he's always catches the ball wherever he's at. He really is like a Swiss Army knife. He runs, he blocks, and he also catches as well. And, you know, I think, like, in this Super Bowl, I think it's going to be really interesting to see how Mahomes will cope, especially against the 49ers defense, which I'll explain in another video. But the Chiefs, again, an awesome you know, team they've got up. They're well coached. Of course, a lot of these coaches that, you know, for the Chiefs, you know, like you've got, like I said, Reid and Spags, who both have Super Bowl experience underneath their belt. So they know what it's like to be there in the big stage, and of course, defense coordinator Spags knows what it's like winning. So it will be interesting to see how they do, you know, on both sides of the ball. And you know, again, I think the Chiefs are a very, very good team, and we'll see what happens with the Chiefs. So I think the Chiefs are certainly, you know, going to give the 49ers a game. So it'll be very, very interesting. That's my take on the Chiefs.